Dobro večer, namaste, good evening, Hare Krishna. Maybe I can try speak Croatian and then English. It's going to be a little slower, but it might be possible for all the people that online that will not understand. Večerašnje predavanje, odnosno ovaj tjedan govorimo o duhovnom putu. This week we're talking about the spiritual path. Možemo odabrati bilo koji aspekt te teme i možemo naučiti jako puno iz toga. We can take any aspect of this topic and we can learn a lot. We are all considering ourselves to be on a spiritual path. Mi svi smatramo da smo na nekom duhovnom putu. Even those people who are actually not yet stepping on an actual spiritual path. Čak i oni ljudi koji zapravo nisu još kročili duhovnim putem. We all have a feeling that when we start thinking about our spirituality and maybe working on ourselves, no? Even if it's just on a material level, we feel like we're doing something spiritual. This is my spiritual path. Čak i kad samo razmišljamo o svojoj duhovnosti, pokušavamo raditi na sebi, čak možda samo na nekom materijalnom nivou, mi imamo osjećaj kao da smo na duhovnom putu, kao da nešto spiritualno radimo. Well, that's not completely wrong. If we want to change, that's already something. Just the idea of changing is an indication that we might be qualified to travel the spiritual road. I to nije potpuno krivo. Dakle, sama ideja o promjeni koja se javi u nama, čak i ako ne znamo koja je ta promjena stvarno, ali želimo promijeniti nešto ili puno toga, to je dobar indikator da tu postoji kvalifikacija da osoba zapravo krene duhovnim putem. Is this okay? Can you... And so there are dangers, obvious dangers that we can be on the wrong road. A road. What's the wrong road? The road that leads nowhere, that doesn't connect you with other roads. Why? Because you have to go back then. There's no going further. Šta je to loš put stvarno? To je onaj put koji je zapravo slijepa ulica, koji ne vodi, nigdje ne povezuje sa drugima. To možemo reći da je loš put, se moramo vratiti nazad onda. Što smo napravili bez veze? We really didn't do much except we wasted some time. We spend some time doing nothing. Right? Just wasting gas. Ko možemo reći da je to loš put zbog toga što nam potroši vrijeme? Vamo tamo, samo potrošimo gorivo. And we don't want to waste our time because we don't have much time. Ne želimo gubiti vrijeme, ali ga nemamo puno. A person who doesn't understand this is considered to be like a child, foolish, does not understand how little time we have in this life. Kao osoba koja ne pokazuje razumijevanje prema tome, znači da imamo malo vremena, je zapravo se smatra prema vedama da je djetinjasta i da je budalasta. It's not thinking, a person is not thinking in their own capacity. Znači, ne koristimo pravi kapacitet svoje moći i svoje osobnosti ako razmišljam, imam puno vremena. I have plenty of time. That's not good. Why? Because that's not reality. Our reality is that we are eternal spirit souls. Yes, Naša realnost je da mi jesmo duhovne duše, ali da u ovom tijelu imamo vječno vremena, to je laž. But to have eternal time in this body, that's a lie. That's the problem. So, yeah, there is a lot of gasoline in the world, but not in your car. Your car has very small capacity and you can run out. Tako da, ima puno benzina u svijetu, ali u tvom autu je samo onaj mali kapacitet i možeš potrošiti to. I onda nema naprijed. And then there's no moving forward. Somebody has to come with the gas. We have a very small capacity. Mi imamo jako mali kapacitet. We give up. Mi odustajemo. Is that true? No, nikad neću odustati. I'll never give up. Even mothers give up on their children. Even before they're born. Čak i majke odustaju od svoje djece. Koji ćemo drugi... What other example do we have to give? So that's our flaw. To je naša mana. Nedostatak, a to je da smo ograničeni. We have small capacity. And we have to take that seriously. Moramo to doživjeti jako ozbiljno. Ne možeš se samo vozati naokolo i misliti, imam vremena, imam goriva. You can just drive around thinking, it's fine. I have plenty of time and gas. And all of a sudden, when it's dark and the road that you don't know, and then you get scared, really scared. Baš onda kad nam najmanje treba, na najmračnijem mjestu, nepoznatom putu, auto stane i onda opasnost. If a person doesn't step on that road of spiritual enlightenment, then there's a chance that our car is going to stop or stall when we need it most. It's usually how it is. Najveća kriza je kad dođe kriza. The biggest crisis is when there's crisis. You cannot work on yourself when you have a crisis. Ne možemo raditi na sebi ako smo u krizi. Moramo prvo izaći iz krize. First we have to get out of it. But how? Kako? We got into trouble because we don't know. We lack knowledge. Znači, upali smo u probleme zato što nemamo neko znanje. Kako ćemo izaći iz toga? No. We can't get out of it. On our own. Just like, kako se to kaže, živo blato? Quick mud. Quicksand, you know? You're sinking. How are you going to get out? Do this quicker. Somebody has to throw a line. And then you catch it and they pull you out. They pull you and the mud and a few animals that got leached onto you. Neko mora doći izvana, baciti nam konop i izvući nas vani skupa sa svim našim teretom. Tako da možemo reći da duhovni put ima dva dijela. So we can say spiritual path, spiritual... I don't want to say journey. Ne želim reći duhovno putovanje, because it sounds like, idemo na more. We're going for a vacation. Oh, what's there? Oh, God. Hello, God. Oh, guru. Oh, nice to have a guru. Yeah, let's go. Let's keep going. I am the center. Ja sam u centru kao turista i samo idem, tu je Bog, tu je guru, baš lijepo, duhovni svijet. Ja se vozam tuda. And I'm driving through spiritual dimensions and just being a tourist. Ja se samo vozam i uživam u duhovnim dimenzijama poput turista. Do we think that God is going to allow that kind of approach? Mislimo da će Bog dopustiti takav lijeni, arrogant approach, like, I'm here to enjoy you, God. Let's see what you have to offer. Došao sam tu da uživam u tebi, Bože, da vidimo što mi imaš za ponuditi. Onaj shopping centar ima puno toga, da vidimo što mi Bog nudi. The shopping mall has a lot of things to offer. Let's see what God has to offer. Yeah, that kind of mentality is not going to fly. Takav mentalitet ne prolazi kod Boga. Because the spiritual path is like any other path, it has traffic in both directions. It has crossroads, it has signs, it has dangers, it has opportunities. Kao svaki drugi put, duhovni put ima svoj promet. U oba smjera ima znakove, ima raskršća, ima pravila, ima opasnosti, ima prilike. Kad je ravna cesta, gaz do daske, when we have a straight road, like in Germany. Wow! If you can, do it. Ako možeš, raspali. And it's a great opportunity, right? Savršena prilika za one koji imaju bijesna auta. For those who have expensive, fast cars. Otherwise, what's the point of buying such a car if there is no German autobahns? Or Australian outback. Australian deserts, outback means nobody lives there. Australijska, kako bi rekao, zaleđina njihova, kako oni to zove, pustara. Tamo isto dobro dođe da možemo malo. To je prilika, ravno sve ide, samo šibaju. Or in Mongolia, they have those plains. And the road is there, but it's whatever you want to shoot. Like, you want to drive there or there, because it's just flat, grass, earth. Most of Mongolia is like that. Većina Mongolije je isto tako. I za one koji žele se utrkivati, razbijati, bez da ugrožavaju druge, najbolje da tamo ode. So, opportunities are there. Prilike su to. And dangers as well. Curves, okuke, usponi, padovi, inclines, and other things. So, in order to get to the main road, we take the side road. Da bi došli do glavnog puta, moramo proći ovim drugim starim cesticama, ali malim putevima. Nekad moramo, da bi stigli na vrijeme, proći kroz susjedov vrt. Sometimes, in order to get there on time, we have to trespass through neighbor's garden or something like that. Or an orchard, kroz voćnjak proći. So yeah, there are many different paths, but not to God. Postoje mnogi putevi, ali ne prema Bogu. Prema Bogu je jedan put. Kao što postoji jedan autoput. Koliko autoputeva do Splita ima? How many free highways are to Split? Or Rijeka? Just one. But how many small roads? There's so many. But actually not all of them will lead you there, right? Neće nas svi odvesti do tamo. Neki će završiti u Velebitu. Na Gorskom Kotaru, negdje u Šumetini. Ne možemo bilo koji mali put. Idem ja ravno. We can't just get any old path and think, this goes in that direction, so let me go there. And all of a sudden there's Velebit. There's a huge mountain and you have to go back. Yeah. I have that experience on my motorcycle. I go to Zagorje and then I take those small roads through the villages and I say, this is another small road. And then I take it and all of a sudden I end up in the field. Okay, I have to go back. U Zagorju gore kad se s motorom vozim, onda volim ići po tim malim asfaltiranim cesticama koje nekad znaju voditi u manje asfaltirane cestice. Što je manja, to je meni zanimljivije. Vjerovatno ide negdje u brdo gore, predivan pogled. I onda završim u polju. Prvo makadam, it's okay. I onda trava, i onda odjednom zemlja, nema dalje. I onda malo nezgodno. I zanimljivo, već sam 2-3 put skrenuo do tamo, sad više ono, kako sad nazad? And it's interesting, I already made a few turns to get there. How to go back now? Maybe through the field. Maybe I can go through the field. And all of a sudden I'm in a quicksand. Možda mogu preko polja. Počnemo špekulirati. We start coming up with our own ways, with our own little tricks, and then we end up in a spider's web. Or in a ditch. Upadnemo onda, kad izmišljamo svoje, kad špekuliramo. Postoji pravila i propisi i putokazi i način kako doći do određenog mjesta. So there are like GPS, there are ways that how to get to certain place. And the point is that we have two basic paths to God, to actual spirituality is the path to the path, and then the path. Or actually the freeway, the highway. Okay? So we take whatever road to get there. And not all roads will get there. Right? Not all roads will get straight to the freeway. So, znači imamo dva puta. Jedan put je onaj pravi put, a drugi put je put koji uspješno vodi do tog puta. So the other path is, the small path that we can wiggle around a little bit, kind of make it our own, but not for a very long time. If we don't get to the main path, we're actually showing that we're not interested really. That we just want to wiggle around. We don't want to go to the highway and pay the price. And go fast. Maybe we don't trust our car. Maybe we're drunk, so we don't want to end up getting caught or getting crashed. We don't trust ourselves, maybe. Can I really drive on that road? Ko možda ne vjerujemo sebi, možda nemamo toliko povjerenja u svoje vozilo, u svoj um, u svoje tijelo, kako? Jel ja mogu stvarno na autoput? Uzmemo bicikl i probajmo ići na autoput, pa ćemo vidjeti kako ćemo se isprepadati. Try to take a bicycle and then ride on the freeway. It's going to be scary. So, people think, oh yeah, I'm on a spiritual path. Well, if you actually were on a spiritual path, you would know it. There's so much going on, and it's really fast, and it's really, I can say dangerous and not dangerous. I mean, I'm traveling on the highway like all the time. I don't go like this all the time, but I know there's a danger if I'm not careful, if I don't follow strictly. Can't drive like this or like this. Yeah, well. No. Focus. Kada činjenica je na autoputu, mogu biti opasnosti, ali stalno putujemo autoputem, nije da vidimo te opasnosti, da smo zgrčeni cijelo vrijeme, ali znamo da su tu ako ne slijedimo, ako ne pratimo, ako nismo fokusirani. Fokus je taj. Što ako ne želiš biti stalno fokusiran, a onda bauljaj po poljima tamo možeš kako god hoćeš. Right? If you don't want to be focused, if you just want to be relaxed in your life constantly, you don't want to pay attention to a certain thing all the time, like being a parent, biti roditelj, then just walk on the meadows. It's like a drunk person. Nobody cares. There are no rules there. You can just go left and right. That's my path. I did it my way. Very proudly. First I want to go left, and then I want to go right, and then I want to lay down, and then I don't know where I am, but it's my way. Right? That's the pride of a materialistic person. Oh, your children are horrible people. Yes, but they're mine. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean? It's mine. So it's like they don't belong to this world at all. Odgojila si djecu grozno. Užasna si ti djeca. Pa šta? Ona su moja. Šta te briga? Šta to znači? Zar mi ne pripadamo ovom svijetu? Ćemo izolirati svoju djecu doma? Pa ok, onda su tvoja. Onda ih, pojedi ih ti. Konzumira ih. Tako se obično ih događa. To svojatanje, moje, ja. That ownership, false ownership, false claim. Me and mine, this is mine. It's like it's so important. Kao da ima neku veliku vrijednost to što si ti na svoj način. Ali Krishna je jako milostiv. But Krishna, God is very merciful. He does allow us because we are persons. Zato što smo mi osobe. Mi emaniramo iz njega. We emanate from him as unique persons. Kao jedinstvene osobe. There's no one like you. But there's also no one like me. So ha ha ha. That's the only communism we can have. Spiritual communism. To je jedini komunizam koji stvarno možemo imati. Duhovni komunizam. Mi smo svi na istom nivou kao duša. A ako se ponašaš kao duša, totalno smo na istom nivou. If you behave like a soul, we're totally on the same level. If you don't, we're not. Ako ne, onda nismo. Postoje razlike, there are differences, there's dualities, postoje dualnosti ovog svijeta. There's man, there's woman, there's day, there's night, there's cold, there's hot, there's good, there's bad, there's up, there's down. In a conventional way. Na taj konvencionalni, tradicionalan način kako mi to razumijemo u ovom svijetu. So let's talk about our way, the path to the path, the first part of our trip. Da govorimo malo o tom putu prema putu. Prvom dijelu našeg putovanja, gdje mi zadržavamo malo svoje autonomije. We keep some autonomy. We keep a lot of autonomy, not just some autonomy. In the beginning, actually, we have to give up a lot of autonomy if we want to really follow the right way. Then it has to be, then GPS says, make left, make right, and you have to do it, right? Ako želimo stvarno na početku, moramo puno, izgleda kao da od puno stvari odustajemo, kao puno stvari žrtvujemo. Najviše tu autonomiju na koju smo navikli do sada, kao GPS, jel? Ako hoćeš ići, ne možeš kako, ali ja bi išao desno, vidi tamo su lijepe livade, jel? GPS kaže lijevo sam. And that's why that's the hardest part, to get someone to follow. Zato je to najteži dio puta, dobiti nekoga da slijedi. Because people are already in a false autonomy, like in prison. Ljudi su već se nalaze u lažnoj autonomiji, kao u zatvoru. I mean, cellmates, they have autonomy, right? Zatvorski ovi, kako se zovu? U ćelijama zatvorski ovi cimeri, imaju svoju autonomiju. Mogu ići na WC, they can go to the bathroom and it's right there. Whenever they want to, they can sleep, they can do whatever in that small area. Right? That's their autonomy. U tom malom prostoru oni imaju tu autonomiju, ali mi ne želimo, but we don't want that kind of autonomy, that's too small. So when somebody said you can only do this and do that, and you can't do this, you can't do that, then we feel like we're in a prison and we resist that. We don't like that. Kad nas neko pokušava staviti u kutiju, mi osjećamo da nam oduzima slobodu, oduzima autonomiju i to nam se ne sviđa. Nobody likes that. But we do that, right? Nikom se to ne sviđa, ali mi to svi radimo. We go to work. Right? We give up our autonomy and our freedom and our time and our focus to another person that we don't like and they don't like us. Can you imagine that? Znači tu nekoj drugoj osobi kao na poslu ćemo to napraviti, znači predati svoju autonomiju, vrijeme, slobodu, fokus. I to osobi koja nas ne voli i koju mi ne volimo. Ne nužno, jel? Šef neki, some boss, some person we don't know. Stoga mi znamo kako to napraviti, predati svoju autonomiju. Kad imamo mrkvu ispred sebe. We know how to do that when we have a carrot in front of us. Yes, take my freedom away. That carrot looks really good. Uzmi moju slobodu, uzmi moju autonomiju, ta mrkva izgleda jako privlačno. Ko tako razmišlja? Who thinks like that? Donkey. An ass. Donkey. He thinks like that. Oh, this is worth it. On misli tako, isplati se. Just one step. And when the carrot swings towards him, he thinks, oh my God! And the more he tries, the more he pushes the carrot away. And then, Okay. That animal should have been called an idiot. Right? But we call it an ass. So it's similar. Magarac. Ako vidimo, mrkva ide napred nazad i magarac svaki put je pokušava dohvatiti, ona samo i gurne zapravo naprijed i onda ona dođe k njemu sama kao obećanje, evo ga, i onda on misli, ajme evo je, još samo jedan korak. Just to pay these bills, just to pay those bills, just to get children to go on the college, just to get them to get the job, just to get them to get married, just to earn my pension, and in the end, just to die. We're skipping over the most important part of our life, and that's finding the spiritual path. Ako mi odgađamo cijelo vrijeme, samo da završim faks, samo da se oženim, samo da djecu odgojim, samo da u penziju odem, na kraju samo da umrem. Šta drugo vrlo stari ljudi žele nego umrijeti čim prije, ali mi je dosta bolalo. Old people, they want to die because they're in pain. Their life is miserable. Samo da me Bog ili vrag odnesu. I wish God would just take me. So to je preskakanje preko najvažnijih dijelova našeg materijalnog života. A to je da pronađemo duhovni put. Because material life and spiritual life, they go together. When we're in material world, of course, they have to. How else? So, but it doesn't work. Znači, duhovni i materijalni put idu skupa, dok smo u materijalnom svijetu, naravno, nema druge. Ali ako isključimo duhovni, onda ni materijalni ne funkcionira. But if we exclude spiritual, then material doesn't work. We can have all the money in the world, all the happiness, material happiness, but we'll feel empty inside. Because material stuff is only good for a short time, and then it becomes boring. All the same, it's just, I know. I have $10 billion on my account. Oh, I've been hearing that for the past 10 years. How can that be exciting anymore? Yeah. Bilo kako materijalno uživanje dosadi, jer je sve u materiji prolazno. Everything is temporary. It has a start, peak, and end. Decline and end. Yeah. So when it starts and it goes towards the peak, svako materijalno uživanje ima početak, vrhunac i kraj. Opadanje i kraj. I onda kad ide prema vrhuncu mi mislimo, life is good. A kad počne opadati, onda, brzo, pedaliraj, pumpaj, tako da ode opet, quickly, pedal, pump, so it goes up again. So we want to do this. That's what we want to do in our life. To je ono što mi želimo napraviti u našem materijalnom životu. No, to zahtjeva hrpu konjske snage, hrpu pumpanja. It requires a lot of horsepower, a lot of pumping, a lot of hard work, a lot of waste of time, a lot of wasting of our time and our focus. You spend your 20 years on a boyfriend that then leaves you. And then what? Now you're on, stage 1, stage 0. Now you have to find another one, and you're already 50. Oh, great. It's like same, right? Like, doesn't make any difference. 50, 16, it's the same thing. Cruel, right? Okrutno. Mi mislimo, uložimo u djevojku, u mladića, nekog muža, žena. I onda nas napuste nakon puno godina. I onda što sad? Sad ponovno na prvi korak. Sad moraš ponovno izgraditi tu situaciju. Ponovno s novom osobom od početka. To nije mala stvar. Can't just snap a person into your life. You can't. Tako da onda bivamo prevareni. Dođemo u 50. 50. nije isto što i 16. godina. What did you do then with your life? Nothing. You're 70, you're alone with 2 cats and 1 bird. And a screeching dog that keep you company. Yeah, most people end up their life like that. Mostly on pills, a lot of pills. They don't know what they're talking, stariji ljudi kako završe. Sami, s psima i mačkama na tabletama. Half awake, right? Half conscious, slurring something all day long. Nešto bauljaju kroz, frfljaju. Right? They're not wise. We don't go to them for advice anymore. We go to wipe the slaughter from their face. Stari ljudi više nisu mudraci kao što su nekad bili, da idemo kod njih po savjet, idemo im slinu obrisati sa usta. What kind of life produces that? Kakav život proizvodi takav rezultat? Empty life. Meaningless life. Life that it's not on the path. Prazan, besmislen život koji nije na putu, koji se ne sastoji od putovanja stvarno. It's not a trip, it's just insect-like behavior. To nije put, to je kako se muha bez glave ponaša. We say a fly without a head. Because it still flies, right? But it has no head, no purpose. It's just, a fly without a head is not going to think, I got to point B. This is my destination. Muha bez glave neće reći, stigla sam na odredište. It's just a lot of buzzing, a lot of flying around for nothing, getting nowhere. And people realize that when they reach old age. If they reach old age. Kakav je ovo život? Dovoljno da su sami. I već misle totalno promašen život. Svo uživanje i svi uspjesi neće mariti ako u starosti nemaju tu konekciju. Znaju da su na putu. That's the product of an empty life. Emptiness inside of you. Even if you have a partner, even if you have money and all that, empty, and you're going to die like that, old, full of diseases and pain. A lot of pain, no gain. So, tako da dosta ljudi shvaća to. A lot of people understand this. I don't want to end up like this. Ne želim ovako završiti. Moram naći neki put. So I have to find some kind of path. And then they go to yoga. They go to seminars. They read books. Self-help books, spiritual books. Bible, Bhagavad Gita, Koran. They try like that. Okay, I want to be spiritual. But they don't know where. Žele biti duhovni i uzmu tako, odu na jogu, odu na predavanja neka, uzmu knjige, samopomoći, duhovnosti, možda Biblija, Bhagavad Gita, Koran i tako. Ali gdje početi? Što je ispravno? Where to start? What's a correct way to start? This is like so much in this world. How to choose? Toliko tog izbora u ovom svijetu. Kako odlučiti? That's the curse of unlimited choices. Prokletstvo neograničenih izbora. Ne odabereš niti jedan. Then you're actually unable to make a choice. For a limited person, such as we are, za ograničenu osobu kao što smo mi, imati neograničeno izbora, to have unlimited choices, is same like having no choices. Zapravo isto kao da nemamo izbora. Even if we make a choice, čak i kao odaberemo nešto. Okay, this. Okay, to, njega ću. He's the one, she's the one. But then I realized, there's so many of them. Onda shvatim, ali toliko je drugih. Već u roku par sekundi, in a matter of few seconds, I think, well, maybe not you. Okay, let me see. Oh, she's better. Oh, definitely better. Yeah, I'll take you. Oh my God, look at that over there. That's it. And then I grab her. Oh, I cannot believe this. This is the... Right? And then after a while, we go crazy. Because we didn't make a choice. And there's so much in front of us. Nakon nekog vremena poludi zapravo. Mi postanemo... Degradiramo se na nivo djeteta. We degrade to the level of a child. A victim of too many choices. Žrtva prevelikih izbora. I zato kad idemo Božjim putem, onda nam Bog kaže imaš 2 trake. So when we take God's way, God's path, then he says you have 2 lanes. And I go, okay. Okay, now I know what to do. Okay, sad znam, imam 2 trake, znam što treba raditi. Ili ovo, ako idemo u ovo, onda je ovo, ako idemo... Ako jedna ide u jedno, one lane goes one direction, the other one goes the other direction. So God says, this one goes the right way, this one goes the wrong way. Can you remember that? Right way, wrong way. So, ovaj ide u pravom smjeru, ovaj ide u krivom smjeru. Ali možeš to zapamtiti? Yama niyama, the beginning of yoga. Like the beginning of even secular religions. Čak i početci joge, yama i niyama, i početci svake, čak i svjetovne religije. Ovo moraš, a ovo ne smiješ. You have to do this, and this you should not do. Right? This is pious, this is sinful. Ovo je pobožno, ovo je griješno. Yama niyama. To simplify our choices. Otherwise we go crazy. Tako da pojednostavimo naše izbore, inače poludimo, nećemo nikad doći do autoputa. We'll never reach the highway. Never. We'll never experience the rocket launch. Yeah! Nikad nećemo iskusiti to lansiranje raketno, široke trake, wide lanes on the freeway. You can make even a little mistakes, of course, because you have to go fast, so it has to be wider. Naravno, i to Kristijan zna, mora biti njegov put dovoljno širok kad krenemo da možemo raspaliti 1000 na sat. Neko bi rekao, ali Božji put je pun trnja i opasnosti. But some people say, no, but God's way is also full of thorns and dangers. No, that's your way, you idiot. God's way is divine. No, to je tvoj put. Pun opasnosti. No? To mi, we're projecting. Because we want to think that what we choose is also a wonderful choice. God says yes to all. No. God ne kaže da za sve. He's not an idiot. On nije glup. Čak roditelj neće reći da za sve. Even the parent is not going to say yes to all. Even if we are completely weak on our children. Certain things, no, it's dangerous. No, forget it. Neke stvari nećemo dati djeci. Preopasne su, bez obzira što oni misle. Čak i ako cvile. So. To get to the freeway, to the highway, the best way is to follow those who know where the entrance is. Znači, da bi došli do autoputa, trebamo slijediti one koje znaju gdje je ulaz na autoput. Naprimjer, taksisti, jel? Taxi drivers, they know where the airport is, where the train station is. They pay them to get you there. Why would you want to roam around the city that you don't know? Zašto bi lutali po gradu kojeg ne znamo? Taksisti će nam objasniti. Neki ljudi koji tu žive će nam reći, come, I'll take you. Dođi, ja ću ti pokazati. Ne, I want to do it my way. Okay. ja mi to sada. So, a lot of people come to the, more like Vedic path, completely lost and exhausted. Dođu, kad priđu meni, when they approach me or any other devotee who is preaching, dođu iscrpljeni, izmučeni, izgubljeni, više ne znaju kome vjerovati. They don't know whom to trust. And I say, well, you did it to yourself. To si napravio sam sebi. Jesi odabrao jedan put i stvarno ga isprobao? Did you pick one way and really tried it? Like one school, that's how we do it, right? You pick one school, and if it's really bad, you can leave. Leave within first 6 months. Ako stvarno ne valja, pa skužit ćeš odmah u roku prvog početnog vremena. To nije to. So what's the problem? We do it with other people. We try them. To radimo s drugim ljudima. U čemu je problem? Ako bi trebali sa religijama. Ko je isprobao islam? Did anybody try Islam? Really well? How about Orthodox Christianity? Pravoslavlje. Je li neko od katolika isprobao? Bož sačuva. God forbid. Are you crazy? Orthodox? No, that's totally different. That's like different Jesus and different beard and different cross. Oh my God! Apage satanas. To ti je pravoslavna crkva, ne idi tamo, to tamo je Satan. It's an Orthodox church, don't go there, it's a Satan's church, it's gonna burn. To smo sami sebi napravili. We did it to ourselves. Okay, when we're kids, it doesn't count. Kids doesn't count. When we're adults, then it does count. Dok smo djeca, ne računa se, ali kad smo odrasli, onda se računa, vidio si da možeš svašta isprobati, neš ići u zatvor zbog toga. You saw that you can try anything. You're not gonna go to jail. I was a Muslim for like a year. Oh, let's put you in jail for the rest of your life. Bio sam musliman godinu dana. Ajmo te staviti u zatvor godinu dana. To se ne događa kod nas. Gdje se to događa? Čak i u šarija zemljama će ti dopustiti da imaš svoju religiju dok držiš to kod svoje kuće. Even in Sharia control countries, Sharia law, they will allow you to have your religion as long as you don't bring it outside. So, why don't we try? Zašto ne isprobamo? Zašto se ne damo nekom vodstvu? Why don't we give ourselves to the leadership? Like, show me how to get to the right way. Why do we resist? Why do we, how do you call that? Odgađamo. Postpone. Why do we postpone? Zašto odgađamo to? Zašto mislimo da je to nešto što će nas na neki način unazaditi? Why do we think that decision to follow someone to the right way is going to somehow keep us back or take something away from us? Ili da će nam to nešto oduzeti? Ali kad nekog slijediš, onda ne možeš što ti hoćeš. Well, when you follow someone, you can't really do what you want. Yeah, well, that's a good thing. Pa to je dobra stvar. Zato ideš nekog slijediti. Ne znaš sam, izgubio si se, pun si udaraca. You got lost. You don't know how to... Bless you. You don't know how to get there on your own. You're full of scratches and bumps and bruises and you're in pain. Follow someone. Patiš, slijedi nekog. Nazdravlje. Ja bih rekao, ako ne patiš, onda slijedi sebe. Ako misliš da ti je život pun sreće, slijedi sebe. But I would say, if you think your life is full of bliss and you're so happy and joyful, then don't follow anyone. Why would you? Zašto bi? Obviously you're successful. Očito si uspješan. Ne? Ali ako ne osjećaš da si kompletan, if we don't feel that we are really complete, in our heart we feel empty, we don't feel connected, we don't feel loved, we don't feel like our life is fulfilled. Ako osjećamo da još nismo potpuno povezani, ispunjeni, da naš život još nije potpuno smislen, then give up your plans for a while. How about like 2-3 years, like college? 2 years, like good military, like basic military, 2 years. That's good basic military. A little extra. Good military is 5 years. Then you can get to colonel or something like that. Then you can be someone else. So, spiritual path, following someone to get you out of your rut, out of your trenches, out of your catacombs, and out of your like the thick forest of Fangorn. And how about you trust for a while? Just don't. It's good for you. You don't have to think so much. Just let the authority thinks for you for a while. That's scary. Trust somebody else and not myself. Znači dati nekome povjerenje da nas izvuče iz našeg izgubljenog pozicije, iz naše duboke šume. Da damo nekom povjerenje, da prestanemo razmišljati za sebe. Ne razmišljati. We don't stop thinking. I mean, if you follow someone, you still have to drive, right? You still have to do your things. Još uvijek moramo obavljati svoje poslove dok slijedimo nekog. Još uvijek moramo voziti i upravljati volanom. Even if somebody is pulling us. Remember, have you ever got pulled by a rope or the cars, when your car stops and somebody's pulling you? We used to do it all the time in the 80s and 90s. There was this, you're not going to call towing service. Nećeš zvati vučnu službu. To je užasno skupo i rijetko za naći. In the 80-ih i 90-ih, tako da smo stalno vukli Androja kad bi nam goriva nestalo, especially when we run out of fuel like as teenagers. So you have to be really careful. You have to step on the brake. Otherwise, he pulls you in the bunk. Moramo stalno iskretati, davati žmigavac i kočiti. Tako da, ne predaješ kompletno svoje unutarnje aktivnosti svog bića nikome, nikada. We never surrender our internal autonomy of internal activities to anyone. Only external, like the bodily activity. Okay, yes sir, I'll do this. But inside, you're always free. Na vani da, možemo, yes sir, to mi anyway radimo. That's what we do anyway. But internally, nobody can take anything away from you. You can be under a Muslim or fascist boot and say, yes, I'm a Muslim, but inside you worship Ganesh, Shiva, Krishna, Jehovah, Yahweh. Who knows? Who can know? Nobody can know. So God already gave us that autonomy, and the highway is inside. The little paths to get to the highway, That's the outside. That's the guru you have to follow. Well, guru is also inside, of course, but it looks like an external path from the outside, like an external leadership. Izgleda kao vanjsko vodstvo. Kao neko ti govori što da radiš, kako da radiš, u koje vrijeme. Somebody's telling you what to do, how to do it, what time, when to get up, when to chant, when to do yoga, when to breathe, what to eat, right? But nobody's forcing it. Ali nas niko ne forsira. Učitelj nas ne forsira da radimo isto, stoga je i dalje tu ta unutarnja autonomija. Stoga moramo razumjeti, slijediti nekoga, u stopu, ne znači slijepo slijediti. Ne možeš. So to follow somebody, in their footsteps, exactly right behind, that doesn't mean blind following. You still have to do your work. You still have to do your pacing. And not to trip. Ne smiješ zapeti, strovalicu u provaliju, fall into the, into the abyss of material dangers. That can always happen, even if you have leadership, čak i kad imamo vodstvo. Tako da razumijemo, duhovni put tek treba početi nakon što nas osoba dovede do autoputa. So we have to understand the real spiritual path begins when somebody brings us to the highway of, spiritual life, spiritual path. Until then, are we really on the spiritual? Do tada, da li smo stvarno na duhovnom putu? Možemo reći, well, idem prema tamo. We can say, I'm going towards there. Just because you just got out of your house doesn't mean you're on the freeway, on the highway. Come on. Samo zato što smo izašli iz svoje garaže i svog dvorišta s autom ne znači da smo odmah na autoputu. Ne možemo stisnuti. We can't step on the gas. We can't just go straight. There are traffic lights. Annoying traffic lights. Ne možemo samo ići ravno. Toliko semafora dosadnih. So many signs. Toliko znakova. Na autoputu nema puno znakova, je li tako? On the freeway, there's not too many signs, traffic signs. There's just direction signs. Right? You're on a right autobahn. It's good that you're on autobahn. Now you can get anywhere really quickly. Even if you miss, you can still take the exit, just go back. Really quickly, right? 1 minute. Čak i ako fulamo na autoput, lako možemo se okrenuti. Traje jako kratko. A kad se izgubimo po ovim malim cestama, and we get lost on these small roads, just go to Munich or Prague or, Ljubljana is small, Zagreb is small, but these big cities, oh my God, you get lost in there. It's terrifying. You feel like you'll never get out. It's like a quicksand. Izgubimo se tim velikim gradovima kao što je Berlin i Minhen i Frankfurt. Imamo osjećaj kao da se nikad nećemo vratiti na pravi put. Nemamo pojma kao da... What do we feel like? We feel like stopping. Let's just stop here, right? And then, ask someone. Please. Husband, ask someone. I'm not going to ask anyone. I know, we're here. We should be here. This is the wrong map. Neće ja nikog pitati. Ne volite pitati nekog. And then a woman gets out of the car. You stupid idiot. And then goes and asks someone. Smart woman. So we shouldn't be too patting ourselves on the shoulder. Ne bi se trebali previše tapkat po ramenu. Ja sam na duhovnom putu, ja čitam knjige, ja slijedim. Ja sam uz Boga. I'm with God. I'm doing the right thing. No, you're not. Ne radiš ispravnu stvar. Dok god nemaš jasnog, znate, ispred vas ide neko sa onim rotacijskim. There's somebody in front of you with, yellow rotation. Okay, now we know somebody is leading you. Sad znamo da te neko vodi. To treba biti službeno. It should be official. Will you be my spiritual mentor? Will you show me the right way? I think you're on the right way. Will you show me the right way? Okay, will you follow? Well, yes, I will follow. Okay, let's go. Why? Because I don't want to waste my time. There's so many people that need leadership, and Why would you waste my time? When you're serious, come to me. Until then, drive around, see what it's like to be on your own path. I'm not going to tell you it's wrong. You tell me. Is your path right? Are you following yourself? Yes? Nobody else? No? I follow my own God. I am God as well, or whatever, people. So, how does that work for you? Oh, let's see in 20 years. Let me know. And if it works for you, I want to know. I'm also selfish. I'd like to do everything by myself, but it doesn't work. So, if you know how to become God on your own, let me know. It's an interesting proposal. Nah, we don't believe in that. Because nobody, do sad još nije niko objasnio kako možemo sami. Kako sami, svoj put, kako si izgubio ako možeš sam? How did you get lost in the first place? If you can do it alone. Ako možeš sve sam. Tako da... In order to be led through the mesh of city streets, da bi bili vođeni od krkljanca gradskih ulica to the freeway entrance, do ulaza na autoput, we have to be humble. Moramo postati ponizni. A to jedino možemo vježbati uz osobu koja nam je superiorna, koju mi postavimo za koju mi odredimo. Ja. Mislim, ima puno ljudi koji su napredniji od mene, ali želim ovu osobu da me vodi. Until we actually choose a person who's superior, we see, oh, that person is superior to me. I mean, he's better or she's better. I want to follow that person. We cannot develop humility. Ne možemo razviti poniznost. Poniznost ne znači poniženost. Humility doesn't mean to be, crushed, humiliated. No, humility is not humiliation. Humility means to know your position in this world, know your actual position compared to everything, and to behave in that way. And our real position is that we are completely dependent. Naša prava pozicija u ovom svijetu. Znači, biti ponizan, znači, ne znači biti ponižen, kažem, već znati svoju pravu poziciju i djelovati u skladu s tim. A ta pozicija je da smo kompletno ovisni. I tako se trebamo ponašati. Like in a big city, we're completely dependent on GPS. So use it. Don't come up with, I can go this way. What's that? What kind of behavior is that? Why do you have GPS then? Throw it out the window and enjoy your trip, endless trip, through the streets of Munich or Berlin or something like that. Well, možda neki ljudi žele to. Some people like that. I just want to roam around. Ja samo želim lutati naokolo, voziti se. Okay, on. You don't need spiritual master. You don't need spiritual teacher. You don't need a mentor. You don't need a guide. Zato nam ne treba. Ako želimo po svome malo lutati naokolo. Neki ljudi imaju neku dobru karmu i onda zezaju se, opušteni su, jer imaju u ovom životu dobru karmu. Some people have good karma. The residue of ostatke of good karma, and they can fall around in this life. They have the opportunity to be very spiritual, but because they have money or good looks or something like that, they want to, coast through life. Zato što imaju malo bolju karmu, novce, izgled, tako dalje, onda misle da mogu samo se provlačiti kroz život tek tako. But good karma runs out, ali dobra karma istekne i onda dođe loša karma. And then bad karma comes. We can see rich people, when they lose everything, they really lose everything. There's no point of living. Normal people, when they lose everything, they start over. It's like, I've been through this again. It's not a problem. So we should take ourselves seriously. Trebali bi sebe uzeti, doživjeti ozbiljno. I'm a spirit soul, I'm eternal, and I'm in this rut here, dying all the time, life after life. Ja sam vječna duhovna duša, u ovoj kaljuži se ovdje. Umirem život za životom. Is that okay? Do I want that? Oh yeah, I want that. Okay, then you don't need it. Ja to želim. I dalje se muvat po ovom blatu. Materijalne egzistencije, umirat život za životom, mučit se, stalno da nam se resetira na nulu. We always get reset to zero after each death. Begin again. We can't even speak. The previous language, nothing, just ne možemo ni jezik govoriti iz prošlog života. Kompletno nas se resetira. So we have to take that seriously. Yeah, I don't want that. Ne želim to. To mi se nekako čini kao bezvrijeđivanje sebe sam. It seems like I'm devaluing myself. I'm an eternal spirit soul and I'm wasting my time, paying bills? Putting food in my mouth and then taking it out through the other end. That's what we do. We work hard so we can buy food, so we can stuff it inside, and when we buy an apartment, so we can, expulge it on the other end. It's like some kind of machine, that just like a pump, the whole day long, just pumps and expulges liquid and other stuff. That's not what we're supposed to do. To nije ono što bi trebali raditi, da smo samo neka mješina koja provlači kroz sebe materijal. Stoga, ozbiljnost se pokaže tako da nađemo učitelja i slijedimo ga kao GPS. I ni to nije lako, i tu se pogubimo. Ne vidimo na vrijeme kad je skretanje, onda napred i onda nas on vraća. And that's it. The seriousness in spiritual life will show by choosing, a GPS master. And that's not even easy. Like you give a child that never used GPS. Okay, this is how you get to Berlin. Follow GPS. Are they going to get lost? At least once or twice? Of course. Naravno da će se izgubiti. Kad ne znaju još kako se GPS slijedi. Nije toliko teško. It's not that hard. But it also is. If you don't know. So yeah. If we have a good mentor, we can say I'm on the path to the path. Ako imamo dobrog mentora, možemo reći na putu sam za put. Za pravi put. And tomorrow we'll continue with the right path. What does it mean to be on the big road? How does that feel like? So that we can know. So we don't fool ourselves. Tako da se ne zavaravamo, da znamo što to znači biti na velikom putu, pravom, glavnom putu. Koji su simptomi, koji su uvjeti, preduvjeti? What are the requirements? Can just anyone go on a freeway? No. Okay, let's find out tomorrow. Thank you very much for your attention. Namaste. Thank you very much. Are there any questions regarding this? Was it good?
Yeah. Razlika između Višna i Krišne, ili su oni isti?
What's the difference between Krishna and Vishnu? Koja je razlika između Vishnu i Krishne? The only difference is that Vishnu emanates from Krishna. There's no other difference. They're both God on equal level. Znači jedina razlika je da Vishnu emanira iz Krishne, ne Krishna iz Vishnua. Krishna je izvor svih emanacija. Krishna is the source of all incarnations and emanations. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchit Ananda Vigraha Nadi Radir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Ishvara Parama Krishna, not Ishvara Parama Vishnu. Ishvara Parama means the Supreme Lord. Vrhovni gospodar, vrhovni gospodin, vlasnik svega je Krishna. Vishnu se isto naziva vrhovnim. I Shiva se naziva vrhovnim često. Vishnu is also called the Supreme. And Shiva is also in many Vedic scriptures called the Supreme. The Supreme means something. It could be taken in the context. Vrhovni znači, ima neko značenje, ne samo jedno značenje, a mora se uzeti u kontekstu. For example, we can walk into a government building and find out who's the Supreme here. There's a Supreme Court. Well, Supreme. We have supreme things, and they're not God necessarily. They're just above everything else in that area. As far as courts or supreme instrument, supreme recipe, right? Supreme recipe for the cup. It's above others until we find something else. Kada vrhovni može značiti iznad onog što poznajemo, iznad mene. You're the supreme to me. Ti si vrhovni meni. Ako možemo i za Šivu reći, o vrhovni gospodine. Ali da znamo da Shiva nije izvor Krishne ili ovih svjetova. But we have to know, Shiva, for example, is not the source of this world. He's not the source of all emanations. On nije izvor svih emanacija i pojava, to je Krishna. Tako je u Vedama opisano, ovo je iz Brahma Samhita, this is from Brahma Samhita. Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchitananda Vigraha Anadiradirga. That's the first verse, actually. So also Vishnu has a different relationship with his devotees. In the Vishnu Loka, in the spiritual world, in an area that's just Vishnu is the supreme there. And that's sort of like a world, like a planet, like a world to live. It's called Vishnu Loka, where Vishnu has 4 forms. That's it, Lord Vishnu. And all his devotees, all the inhabitants of Vishnu Loka, they have the same body, exactly the same opulence, all the powers, everything. Everybody looks very similar, like 4 arms and everything. But Vishnu is worshipped by everyone who looks like Vishnu as like supreme emperor, because they love doing that. Like when we're in love, kad smo zaljubljeni u nekoga, onda volimo tu osobu obožavati. When we're in love with someone, we like to worship that person and give them all kinds of things, because he's so wonderful and she's so wonderful. To dolazi od našeg tog uspavane te ljubavi prema Bogu. Bog je toliko divan da kad ga obožavamo, mi bi ga htjeli obožavati sa moćima Boga. Da mi je bar imat moći Boga, da mogu obožavati Boga kao Boga. So if I could only have supreme power, so I can worship my supreme Lord like a supreme Lord. Only a king can worship a king as a king. Right? Samo kralj može kralja kraljevski obožavati. So Krishna to dozvoljava u duhovnom svijetu kao gospodin Vishnu. So Krishna allows that in the spiritual world. That all those souls who develop attraction towards this form of Vishnu, they go to him. It's a liberation, like standard absolute liberation. Whether you go to Krishna Loka or Vishnu Loka, it's the same liberation, except you get your own flavor of pleasure with God. Znači, ista je stvar kao na Goloka Vrindavani, gdje on Goloka Vrindavani, a different world in the spiritual world, Krishna is a cowherd boy with cows and cowherd girls, and they have different pastimes. He's not worshipped as God. On tamo nije obožavan kao Bog na Goloka Vrindavani, nego kao dječak, pastir. Da se zabavljaju djeca s njim, igraju, hrvaju i rade prenkove jedan drugome. When you play with God like with a child, you forget that he's God. He's just godly attractive, that's all. But you don't think he's God. Oh, Krishna is God, I shouldn't play with him like with my friend. I mean, he's not my friend, he's God. Onda to je drugčije, that's a different relationship. So that's a special place in spiritual world for that. Poseban odnos u duhovnom svijetu za to, poseban odnos u duhovnom svijetu za obožavanje Višnua. Naprimjer, so Vishnu comes in different form, all the incarnations, there are Vishnu incarnations like Nrsinga, Vamana, Varaha, those incarnations of Krishna. They all have their own planet. So if you really love Krishna in the form of half lion, half human, yeah, you go there. And you're just with him all the time on the planet. And all the devotees, they love that. They especially worship that form of Lord. That's why Krishna has unlimited forms. What does that mean? That means that there are unlimited ways to worship God. Unlimited flavors. So Lord Vishnu, he provides all of that. Krishna is very specific. Krishna also has the whole spectrum of planets. Where he's 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old, 4, right? How else? Devotees have different preferences. I want to play with Krishna as a 12-year-old, forever, as a boy. Or I want to be in love with Krishna as a 16-year-old girl, so I need an 18-year-old boy at least, or 17-year-old, so Krishna has to be that. So there's a planet for all devotees to unlimited souls, and Krishna expands himself in unlimited forms like that. So Vishnu is one of them. Tako Krishna se ekspandira u razne forme, radi raznih vrsta uživanja sa svojim baktama, razne vrste od tog obožavanja i ljubavi, kada ima neograničeno puno tog pristupa odnosa sa Krišnom, od kojih su 5 onih glavnih, kao sluga, neutralan kao sluga, kao prijatelj, kao roditelj, kao ljubavnik. So there are unlimited ways to worship God, but there are 5 major relationships, like neutral, like a servant, and then friend, parent, husband, and lover. The husband, I mean spouse, and the lover. There's also that relationship in this world that also comes from God, right? It's a different relationship. You have a husband, but you have a lover as well. Ooh, it's a different kind of love. And in the material world is no. In the spiritual world is absolute. There's no cheating. There's no stuff like that. It's different. It's, the expression of love is on that level. So there must be Krishna's forms that satisfy that kind of spiritual lust. That is really good. Lust for God. Oh yeah. Greed for God. Oh yeah. Madness for God. Yes, please. That will get you out of this world. So we can like, maybe I have a relationship with Krishna where we just like jump around the trees all day long, like 12-year-old boys or 10-year-old boys just doing pranks and stealing fruits from the gardens and stealing sweets from our mother's basement, and then she's chasing us. I mean, that's a blissful life, right? When we remember our childhoods, and certain parts of our childhoods were just like blissful, and we want to put that in a repeat mode. I want to live that forever. If I can be forever 7, for example, some age that we remember, yes, that's from the spiritual world. Because we do get that. Whatever you like, you can have forever. Što god želiš, možeš imati zauvijek. To su naše sjećanje iz duhovnog svijeta. Zato mi imamo kad bi bar opet bio imao 3 godine, 5 godina, 12 godina, to bi bilo najbolje doba. Volio bi tako stalno živjeti. Ja? Odakle ta ideja? Where do we get the idea of constantly living, like forever living in a certain way, if there's no such thing in this world? Odakle nam ta ideja? Iz duhovnog svijeta. Still inside. Still asking for it. Još uvijek traži to. Ja bi Krishnu u određenoj formi. I want to be with Krishna in a certain form. I want to have a certain form, and I want Krishna to be in a certain form. Ja imam određenu formu u duhovnom svijetu i ja želim da Krishna ima određenu formu. Možda sam ja djevojka u duhovnom. Maybe I'm a girl in the spiritual world. I don't know. I only know this body, that it's not really me. We'll see. Samo znam ovo tijelo koje nisam ja. To je jedno što poznajem. Za sad imam odnos sa Krishnom kao muškarac. For now I have a relationship with God as a man. But I'm not a man. So I have to change that relationship. And that's going to happen on a major road. I tu taj odnos sa Bogom kao muškarac, kao žena, kao ovo, kao ono, to moramo promijeniti. Mislim, moram. I mean, we have to. We should. It's recommended if we want to advance. So we'll talk about it tomorrow. Još nešto? Anything else? Ok. Dankeschön. Hvala vam puno svima. Vidimo se sutra. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste. Hare Krishna.